Hi, Misha here, and we're doing not just another FAL video, but yeah, my DS Arms SA58 Cuban model is back. But there's a few reasons for it. One, I still haven't test fired it. Been meaning to, but time gets away from us. Two, the handguards, the replica, early style, T48 style if you prefer, were unstained wood. You could do something about that. And a third reason I brought her out, last time Fox shot the British L1A1 SLR and really enjoyed it. Of course, that's an inch pattern. So I was kind of curious what he would think of a so-called metric pattern. So we're going to take care of all three things at once. Why not? And if you'd like to help support the channel, because guns like these I actually do buy for me, you, and Fox, and everyone else to enjoy, like, share, subscribe, check out Patreon, all that good fun stuff. But with no further ado, it's been long enough. Let's put a few rounds to it. Go. Finally gonna put some rounds through the Cuban. Held open. No surprise, and it held open on the last shot, which means it was getting plenty of gas. It's on about the middle, and I think we can probably tune that down a bit, but for a brand new gun with a mix of parts, I thought, just a hair more gas wouldn't hurt, and it didn't feel overly thumpy. But yeah, I think I can knock her down a few notches. Now this stock came from DSA and is made in Turkey from walnut hardwood, and this handguard is actually made in America quite some time ago. It's not a new one. I traded for it, and it's a hardwood as well, but I don't know exactly which type. But yeah, it was just raw. Well, since we were working on the cabin, I had some staining stuff and oil finishes and stuff out here. And I'm not real fancy when it comes to oil, finishing off wood. So I used what I had. I did hand rub it, hand apply it, and just did as many coats as I could before my bottle ran out. But I was able to do 3 or 4 coats. I'd like to do a few more. I'll need to get another bottle. But I think it improved things. It's much smoother feel now than I had before. But I would like to kind of get it where it matched the stock in terms of texture. This is still a little bit glossier. But what do you think as far as them, matching up? We're losing daylight fast, but I thought I'd try to show the wood in direct sunlight, such as it is. Keep in mind that this was made 2 totally different places and times, so it's not going to match perfectly. But for what folks are telling me, it does pretty good. The stock has a little bit more of a gloss. The handguard's more of a matte finish, but I'm not done with it quite yet. Yeah, what do you think? How do you think this gun looks? Now keep in mind, while this is a commercial replica of the Cubano model, it's based on a military rifle, not a sporting gun. On sporting guns, yeah, you want every stick of wood to match perfectly. On a military gun, yeah, they do want things to kind of match, but the criteria are very different. So I think this gets away with military matching wood. But then again, I can't see, so what the heck do I know? Let me know what you think. A couple of folks have asked me what makes this a Cuban model. Well, from DSA, basically it's the fact that you get the Type C stock, you get a Type 1 receiver, and you get the Cuban style markings on the lower housing frame. It also ships with a metal mag, not this one, but you know, that style. And they do come with the correct carry handle now. They also come with the vertical takedown versus horizontal. And as many were happy to point out in the first video, I made a mistake, and the lugged barrel for a bipod is correct, even though these never had a bipod. They would have the short sights, the standard sights for metric, 21-inch barrel, and also about as iconic as the stock itself, the Type B flash hider. It has a total of 5 slots, key on the top, and then the Type B lug on the bottom. And that was Peanut. Since it was unfired, my tradition is, with a new gun, I will put the first rounds through it. That way if there's anything catastrophic, it's on me, not someone else. I wasn't worried about the DS arms, but you never know. The one time I assume it'll be wrong. But yeah, it ran fine. So, let's get Fox's take on it. Now we'll let Fox try the Cuban.
A mag in there. Okay. Ready to roll?
Ready.
Held open.
So last time you shot the so-called inch pattern L1A1, and that's a metric pattern. Any appreciable difference you can notice, or?
I think the first one, which would be the L1.
Yeah, 101, yeah.
Yeah, it seemed to be a little less punchy, but this is also a new gun, so.
Well, and that's, I think the gas is set a little bit higher. I think that one was on number 5. That seems to be about a number 7-ish.
Yeah,
so.
we can tune it down, but.
Oh, yeah.
This gun is great, man. For what these things are and how fun they are, it's very, very enjoyable to shoot one of these.
Yeah, they really are. If only 308 were not the price it is.
Yeah, that's the problem. This is one of those guns that it's big enough and bad enough where it's just fun to shoot. You feel like you really have got a hold of something big and powerful, which you do, but 308 is outrageous.
So there you have it. I think I'm starting to win him over on FALs. Of course, he asked what I knew he would. Can you do a more modern tactical one? It's like, oh yeah, there's a whole line of tactical FAL stuff, DS arms and otherwise. I did actually bring out the paratrooper as well, which is about as tactical as I get, but we simply ran out of time and daylight, if you couldn't tell. Just how it goes. And of course, with the cost of 308. But a little bit of testing. It's better than no testing at all. We'll have to bring this back out. Like I said, I want to finish kind of doing the handguard. And I'd like to see how it does for accuracy. Get some steel hung out here. That's our next plan and project. In fact, we talked about it quite a bit today. But glad I brought it out. Now he's tried a couple. Now I've at least put some work in it, and I've had a lot of fun with this gun. I don't know why. It's one of those guns that speaks to me, and I couldn't exactly tell you. Could be the ringing of that steel Type B device up here. I love the sound of steel. Now if I can only find a bayonet to fit it. It could be the all wood look, or at least mostly all wood. I could have put a pistol grip on that was wood, but you know, it's not really correct. Things I have done to make this closer to original Cuban without, going way crazy overboard. I swapped out the DS Arms pistol grip for an original just because I had a spare one. I also swapped out the straight trigger guard for a lightning cut or scalloped one. And the biggest, of course, is the handguard. This T48 style is really what makes this gun look right, if I'm being honest. And feel right, too. And even though it should have kind of the standard FAL sling, basically based off the infield, I wanted to go a different route, so I put a leather sling on. Does anyone recognize what this is from? If so, leave it in the comments below. This is on, of course, a Type 1 receiver. And even though it's cast, the truth is, that doesn't worry me. FN used castings in the 80s. My opinion on that is real simple. If you can afford to wear out a cast receiver shooting 7.62 NATO 308, you can afford to replace it with the cost of ammo today. It's just what it is. But no, I think for a quality replica, and considering the money, I'm happy with it. I do believe this will be one of the handful of keepers from 2024. I tried to really limit myself last year on what I was keeping. You know, we reviewed a lot of guns on this channel, at least as many as I can have time and money to do. But, you know, a lot of them are keepers. Some of them are borrowed for friends. Some of them will be sold later in the store. Some are foxes. But, yeah, I think this might be one that gets squirreled away for a bit. But what do you think? You like this configuration? Or maybe you're like Fox and like the kind of modern take on them. That's okay. Different strokes, guys. Different strokes. But with my pre-ban FALs getting so spendy these days, and with even kit build guns becoming more and more valuable, having a replica gun like this from someone like DSA is kind of the next best thing. And of course, metric mags are still pretty easy to find, and even if you can't find surplus, DS Arms has once again started making their own US made steel mags, which we've tried out before on the channel, and they work fine, perfectly fine for what they are. But yeah, have you picked up any of the new DSA guns? I'm super happy they're kind of getting back to their roots of doing more historical collectible guns. And I'm really interested to see what they come up with for 2025. With that, if you could, you know the deal. Please do like, share, and subscribe. More importantly, check out some of our other FAL videos. Like to help support us, Patreon is always there, especially with any kind of 7.62 through 08. That's always appreciated. But with no much more to say, and frankly losing daylight, I'll just say this is Misha, and also on behalf of Fox, we'll both catch you very soon next time.